This video on TikTok emerged of this girl doing a Nicki Minaj impersonation. And y'all, if I did not tell y'all that this was a Nicki Minaj impersonation, you would not even have known.
Hold on, DJ Booth. Hold on. You gotta have real skill, gotta work for that.
You know what? Wait, where you be getting your nails done at?
I just started going to a new lady. She come to me, because I got the babies.
I can't even speak. I'm speechless.
We have them here.
It was 2020. I started listening to Nicki a lot. And my brother, I wanted to be a TikToker. And I would rap her raps around the house. And so we just linked up, made that collab. And people were asking for Feeling Myself and Flawless. And I said, we could do that for y'all.
The moment I saw Nia, I go, oh, she needs to link up with TikTok Beyonce.
Yep.
Aaliyah, what was it that did you just, somebody tell you had a Beyonce voice? Like, where did it come from?
So that is literally how it began. You can
Wait,
hear.
This is your real voice and you do kind of sound like Beyonce.
But Nicki wasn't done there. Oh no. In her song Press Play, she went and name-dropped Beyonce saying, "They said, why can't you be Beyonce? Daddy wasn't no businessman. Mommy wasn't no business owner. What an idiot child. Talk about not being subtle. Now here's where it gets messy. Nicki started accusing Beyonce and Jay-Z of sabotaging her career. When Megan dropped Hiss earlier this year, Nicki went on a social media rampage that was honestly kind of hard to watch. She accused Roc Nation of using Megan to throw shade at her, saying, "B thinks she'll cause she get a Roc Nation brunch every year. But hold on to your wigs because it gets even wilder." Nicki then accused Roc Nation of sponsoring a whole hate campaign against her. Can you believe it? It's like a rap game conspiracy theory. The drama hit fever pitch when Megan was announced as Nicki's replacement as a host for the VMAs. Nicki's fans were quick to accuse Jay-Z and Beyonce of trying to ruin her career.
Now, you've also said that Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, and Lil Wayne were some of your biggest influences when you were coming up. What did each of them have that you wanted to emulate?
Jay-Z, business savvy. Foxy Brown, immaculate delivery. Lil Wayne, trendsetter.
So tell me about your relationship with Beyonce, because she's on a track here.
Everybody asks me that.
Well, then I shouldn't have.
No, it's a dope relationship. I mean, obviously I look up to her, and I was so shocked to find out that she was like a fan of my work.
Right.
And so she reached out months ago for me to get on the remix to Flawless. And she said, I'll do something for your album as well. And I didn't believe it until I saw it. So I never told anybody about it. Like, I just kept it a big secret. And then she sent me Feeling Myself. She said, there's a record that I think we might, sound good together on. And I heard it, and I took a while, but finally I got it to a place where I felt like I loved it. And then she took it back and did some changes. And I think it's just a real woman power type relationship.
Right.
Where every time I speak to her, I learn something.
But I mean,
Who does Nicki Minaj think is the current queen of pop?
I don't know. Everybody has the people that are in the industry now, like, they've already put in their work.
Yeah.
Like, so they're queens in their own right.
Do you have your own queen who you view as, this is my queen?
No, but there are two women that I have looked up to in the music industry since I've come in it in a different way, just because of, who they are, and where I'm from and who I am. Of course, B and Ree.
B and Ree.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Okay, this situation right here is getting way out of hand because Beyonce's personal makeup artist, yes, Beyonce's, just went on a podcast and basically put Nicki Minaj on full blast. And now, he says he's getting death threats from the Barbs. Not only that, he's telling them straight up, run up if you want to. So how did we go from celebrity makeup gossip to threats, fan wars, and conspiracy theories about an industry agenda? Yeah, this one gets deep fast. And once you hear what Sir John actually accused Nicki of, you'll understand why the internet exploded overnight. But this story is way bigger than just makeup. First, let's get something clear. Sir John is not some random person chasing clout on Twitter. This man is one of the biggest names in the beauty industry. He's worked with Beyoncé for years, he's done makeup for Zendaya, top models, Hollywood elites. And he even became the first Black creative director for L'Oréal Paris. That's not a small title. That's industry power. So when someone like that speaks, people listen, because he doesn't need Nicki Minaj for attention, which is exactly why his comments hit so hard. Because the real question became, why would someone this established risk everything to say this publicly? And what he revealed next was something nobody expected. Sir John appeared on the Naked Beauty podcast. And when Nicki Minaj's name came up, he didn't hesitate. He straight up said he refuses to work with her. Not because of money, not because of scheduling, but because, in his words, he's seen her abuse people in the industry. And when the host asked what he meant by abuse, Sir John gave examples that left everyone stunned. He talked about situations where makeup artists allegedly got treated like trash. He described moments where someone would set up an entire production, only for Nicki to allegedly throw chaos into the room. Then he dropped one of the most disturbing lines, a situation involving someone needing to leave for their father's funeral. And the response being basically, "He's already gone, isn't he?" That's the kind of comment that makes people freeze. And Sir John wasn't done. He said he's turned down working with Nicki multiple times, even when legendary director Hype Williams asked him personally. His answer? Hell no. And then he said something that really set off the internet. "I just don't think she's a really nice human." That was it. That was the match. Because once that clip started spreading, the barbs came like a hurricane, and what happened next turned ugly fast. If you know Nicki Minaj's fan base, then you already know. The barbs do not play. The moment Sir John's interview went viral, they weren't trying to hear nuance. They weren't asking for proof. They weren't interested in maybe. All they heard was someone close to Beyoncé calling Nicki abusive. And immediately, the internet went into war mode. Sir John says he started receiving nonstop harassment, threats, messages that crossed every line imaginable. And then, he went on Instagram stories and basically said he's not scared. He told them, "I'm licensed to carry." And then he said, "Run up." Now, whether you think that's brave or reckless, it showed one thing clearly. Sir John wasn't backing down, but it also raised the biggest question in this entire story. Is what he's saying true? Or is something else going on? Because suddenly, old rumors started resurfacing, and people started connecting dots. The moment Sir John spoke out, it wasn't just about him anymore. People started digging up past industry whispers. One of the biggest examples? K. Michelle. Years ago, she talked about being blocked from a Meek Mill song, and she claimed Nicki shut it down when she started dating Meek. Fans brushed it off back then as industry drama. But now, people were asking, was that another example of Nicki allegedly controlling things behind the scenes? And it wasn't just K. Michelle. Over the years, Nicki has had multiple moments where people called her difficult, stylist rumors, backstage tension, artists hinting at behind-the-scenes issues. None of it was ever confirmed fully, but it's been floating in the air for a long time. So, when Sir John spoke, it felt like someone finally said the quiet part out loud. But then, the conversation took a completely different turn, because barbs weren't just defending Nicki, they were claiming something darker. This is where the internet got wild. Some fans started saying, "This isn't random. This is coordinated. This is an agenda." They pointed out that Sir John isn't just anyone. He's Beyoncé's makeup artist. And Beyoncé is married to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z has Roc Nation, and Roc Nation has industry power. So the conspiracy theory became, is the industry trying to paint Nicki Minaj as unstable? Is this about politics? Is this about her supporting certain controversial figures? Is this about control? Suddenly, people weren't talking about makeup anymore. They were talking about empires. Barb started calling her MAGA Minaj, ironically, saying she's being targeted for not playing industry games. And the biggest argument was simple. Why now? Why are all these stories coming out at once? Why is everyone suddenly speaking up? Is it real? Or is Nicki being set up as the villain again? But not everyone was buying that. Because another conversation started happening too. About accountability. One of the strangest parts of this whole situation was watching how people pick and choose what matters. Streamer Aiden Ross went viral recently for calling out celebrities for disrespecting workers. He was passionate, He was loud. He said, "If you're rich, you don't get to treat regular people like shti." And people agreed. But then a clip surfaced of him praising Nicki, saying she has a good heart, saying he'd love to work with her. And that's when people asked, wait, so you care about workers being respected? Unless it's Nicki, that's the issue. Celebrity culture has created a world where fans will excuse anything, as long as it's their favorite, and that's what this entire situation exposed. Because the truth is, even if Sir John exaggerated, even if Barbs think it's an agenda, threats are never normal, and neither is blind worship, which leads to the bigger reality. This isn't just about Nicki Minaj, and it's not just about Sir John. It's about what happens when someone becomes so famous that nobody feels safe criticizing them. It's about workers behind the scenes, stylists, makeup artists, assistants, people who don't have millions, people who can't fight back publicly. And it's about fan bases becoming armies. Because when fandom turns into intimidation, nobody wins. Sir John says he spoke up because he's seen too much. Barbs say he's lying because Nicki is always targeted. And the internet is eating it up like entertainment. But the scary part is, this story isn't ending here. Because now that this door is open, more people might start talking. And that's what makes this whole situation so dangerous. Once one person in the industry speaks up, it creates a ripple effect. Suddenly others start thinking, wait, should I tell my story too? Or everyone might go silent again out of fear. Because let's be real, speaking out against someone as powerful as Nicki Minaj isn't just tea. It's career risking. It's industry politics. It's fan backlash. And it can turn ugly fast. So the real question is, was Sir John exposing something real? Or was this the beginning of another full-blown industry war? At the end of the day, Sir John isn't backing down. He's standing 10 toes, even while claiming he's being harassed and threatened. And whether people agree with his delivery or not, he's made it clear he's not apologizing for what he said. Nicki, on the other hand, hasn't directly responded. And that silence, it's only making the conversation louder. Meanwhile, the Barbs feel like their queen is being attacked again. Like this is just another attempt to paint Nicki as the villain, the difficult one, the problem. And the internet is split right down the middle. Some people believe Sir John is finally saying what others have been too scared to admit. Others believe this is another chapter in the long history of Nicki being targeted, criticized, and blamed no matter what she does. But one thing is undeniable. When someone connected to Beyoncé speaks, the world listens. And when the Barbs feel threatened, they strike back harder than anyone. So the question isn't just, did Nicki do this? The question is, how many stories have we never heard? How many people stayed quiet because they were too afraid to speak? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, this story isn't over yet. Is Sir John exposing something real? Or is this another agenda playing out in public? And if you want more celebrity drama breakdowns like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because this story, it's far from over.